On November 3rd, 2021, Mount Peak Communications had our first conversation with Google Merchandise Store regarding online consumer analytics. As the conversation continued over the next 3 days, Google Merchandise Store determined that data analysis would focus on those markets outside California and those users who are 45 years and up. As we dove into data on users 45 and up outside of California, we wanted to take a look at completions, or those customers who finished their shopping and actually made a purchase. Yes, you can see that completions, the blue line, typically moves up and down with the number of users for that state. However, this is not always the case. Texas is a prime example, as they have the highest number of users, but have roughly the same completion number as New York, and about 50 fewer than Washington, and only 25 more than Illinois, even though Illinois has half the users. This makes the completion percentage a valuable measurement for each state, rather than total completions. This is a total of users 45 and over, and as you can see, there are several states that have very few users in this demographic. What you do not see, literally, is the 17 states that have no recorded users in this demographic at all, and no users equals no completions. Based on the prior table, a smaller version of which we provided for your benefit, we have some suggested key performance indicators for the 2022 business year. First of all, we strongly recommend that the goal for completions be a percent of the users. This will be the best way to measure each state individually because there is such a huge range between states in the number of users. A percentage will be a strong indicator to measure relevance. We also recommend setting such goals by state with the same reason as above, the vast range from low to high. And because there is no user data at all for 17 states, Google Merchandise Store can also focus on such states in order to grow the number of users in those areas. For each state, Data Table 2 shows the age of Google Merchandise Store users. As you can see, there are states which have numbers of users in each age group that are relatively similar to one another, such as Illinois, and Georgia, right over here. There are also states that have user numbers that are very different, such as Missouri and Tennessee, which you see right here, and also right here, Minnesota as well. There are any number of differences in between, although in almost all cases, the number of 45 to 54-year-olds is higher than the others. There are 14 cases in which only one or two age groups have data at all. So from Minnesota all the way down to Arkansas. Based on this table of users by age group, once again in a smaller version to keep the data fresh in your mind, we suggest the following KPI for 2022. Users is a strong category for key performance indicator. First of all, grow the number of users in each state because of the range between states and because there are several states with no user data for these age groups. There is clearly a need for each state to have its own data collection and its own strategy. Even in the states with higher user numbers, there is a wide range of users for each age group. This shows that the consumer needs for each state vary just as much as the population and demographics. There is not going to be a one-size-fits-all approach to raising user numbers, even in states with no data at all. KPIs for each state, it is recommended, will also be narrowed to each age group. As stated before, there is a wide range of users for each age group. While Utah has the highest total number of 45 to 54-year-olds, this state also has no recorded users over that age. That said, Illinois has a large number of users, and the largest age group happens to be 65 plus. Keeping an eye on each state along with their age group totals will help to determine which ads, pages, and products are working within each state. Which brings us to the next slide, personalization. From here, the object is to increases in use for each age group in each region. And as users increase, so too will completions. And where completion percentages are at least medium range, Google Merchandise Store will want to increase said percentages. The question is how? Our first recommendation is A/B testing. There's going to come by some experimenting. This is going to come by some experimenting with creative and top type copy. A variety of ads going out to the three age groups in each state will help determine which ads work and which do not. Then, go with the ads that work and try more like them. Google Merchandise Store will also benefit from including a variety of products and ads in order to see what draws people in. However this goes, be sure to check the data regularly and let ads run for a couple of weeks to ensure they collect enough data to be useful. In fact, we might even say a full month because the data we used is of a three-month period containing Q3 of 2021. Throwing out the ads that do not work and keeping those that do will allow you to continue to improve your concepts and gain a better understanding of your audience. Another key, based on the questions raised by high use and low completion, will be to test website features. This will include testing to be sure that the site is mobile friendly. Another ease of use test will be usability to ensure that potential customers can navigate. User interface testing will also be a good test to ensure that the website is practical and smooth. Something that looks and feels strange will likely cause the audience to leave. Of course, performance testing is also a good use of resources to ensure that the site is handling the workload, stability testing to ensure it works for an acceptable period, and load speed testing as well. Lastly, product testing is recommended. This is looking at how the items on the site are organized to make them easy to look at and searched. Also, regionally, products should be maybe more or less popular for a variety of cultural and personal reasons. So, from here, I would like to ask if you have any questions, and I'll end this recording and this slideshow, but I want to take questions as you have them. Thank you.